was planted in the cracks of a broken sidewalk. Nobody watered me, but somehow I grew. I was never in the garden that they planted for the show. Never had the soil that the roses always know. Grew up wild on the roadside, grew up tough and grew up slow. Learned to bloom in places gentle things don't usually grow. Mama said the weeds are just the flowers no one needs. Said the ones who grow past concrete come out never quite the same as the ones who had it easy, as the ones who had it soft. I've been reaching for the sunlight even when the sky was lost. Behind the clouds, fears on end, behind the smoke and rust. Still I kept my roots down deep and dry and broken dust. Something in me kept on climbing, kept on turning to the light, even when the nights were long and even when I lost the fight. Oh, I'm a wildflower on a broken road, but the seeds you sowed didn't need a garden, didn't need the rain to know I was yours before I ever learned to grow. I watched the roses in the yards behind the picket fence. Wonder why the ground I had was never good. Never danced with the nutrients they had. Never had the gardener's hand, tending careful over me the way I thought a flower should be tended. By attention, by affection, by a love that plans ahead. But I found out in the desert there's a different kind instead, of a love that finds you growing in the harshest kind of place. Loves you for the wildness, loves you for the crack, the space where you learn to make a way when there was no way meant to be. I'm not a hothouse flower, I'm a field left wild and free. And the gardener never left me, he was tending all along, just in ways I couldn't see until I learned to sing this song. Oh, wildflower on a broken road, grew up out of nothing but the seeds you sowed. Didn't need a garden, didn't need the rain to know I was yours before I ever learned to grow. Grow, even in the gravel. Grow, even when it's hard. Grow, you were always able to find me in the yard. So if you're growing in a place that no one thought could hold a seed, if reaching for a light past every weed, I want you to know the roadside flowers still turn toward the sun, still find a way to open even when the day's begun. In shadow, in the dust, in a place that no one shows, you can still become the wildest, truest thing that ever grows. Don't need permission from the garden, don't need the perfect ground, just need the light that's always finding you wherever you are found. Oh, I found flower on a broken road, grew up out of nothing but the seeds you sowed. Didn't need a garden, didn't need the rain to know I was yours before I ever learned to grow. Wildflower, wildflower. Still growing, still growing, still growing toward the light. Broken road, that's where I learned to bloom. Still yours, still yours, still. There's a river runs behind my daddy's house. Used to sit there wondering if the water remembers my name. I was baptized in a river that ran muddy in the spring. Preacher's hand was shaking, but I still heard the water sing. Something ancient, something older than the sermon he was giving. Something about dying just to learn about the living. I went under angry, came up quiet, came up still. Something about water always does what water will. It don't argue with the rocks, it just moves around the stone. Found a way to keep on flowing even when it's on its own. I've been trying to be water since the day I understood that the hardest kind of faith is bending when you know you should, not breaking when the current pulls you somewhere you don't plan. Just trusting that the river's going somewhere good for a woman, for a man. River, take me home, take me home, take me where I'm going. River, wash the tire right out of these bones. I don't know the way, but I know you know the flow. River, 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 take me home. I've been standing at the edge of waters I was scared to enter. Scared of what I'd lose, scared of what would be the center of a life I can't control. Once I let the current lead, but I watched the leaf go under once and come out planted like a seed. Somewhere down the river bend, somewhere I couldn't see. Maybe letting go don't mean the ending, maybe it means free. I think about the ones who came before me down this bank. Grandma's faith, my mother's hope, the ones I have to thank for showing me the water's safe. Even when it's moving fast, even when you can't see through it, even when the sky is overcast, there's a hand still in the current, there's a peace beneath the roar. I'm not scared of where it's taking me, I trust the river's shore. River, take me home, take me home, take me where I'm going. River, wash the tired right out of these bones. I don't know the way, but I know you know the flow. River, river, take me home. Carry me, carry me, carry me on. Carry me, carry me, carry me home. Down the water, down the water. Carry me on. Someday I'll be older, sitting by a different bed, watching my own children wade in waters they don't understand. I'll tell them what my mother told me, what her mother told her too. The river doesn't rush you, the river only carries you through the seasons, through the losses, through the joy and through the pain. Down to something wider, something like an ocean, like a plain of grace that stretches farther than the eye can ever see. That's the kind of home the river's always taking you and me. River, take me home, take me home, take me where I'm going. River, wash the tired right out of these bones. I don't know the way, but I know you know the flow. River, river, take me home, take me home. that's where I'll be. That's where I'll be, finally home. The screen door still creaks the same way it did when I left. Funny how some things wait for you longer than you think they will. I packed a bag with everything I thought I'd ever need. Left a note under the coffee pot, left before the day could breathe. Thought the porch light meant a curfew, thought the kitchen meant a cage. Didn't know that leaving costs you more than staying never weighs. Spent a decade chasing something I could never quite explain. Woke up one morning realizing I was chasing my own pain. Dressed up like a destination, dressed up like a bigger life, but it was just the same old hunger, wearing different kinds of light. I called my mother from a payphone somewhere out in Colorado. Didn't know what I would say, didn't know where else to go. She just said the door's not locked, it never has been, come on home. That's the softest kind of mercy I have ever known. Street doors, street creaking, porch lights still on. Table still got room for one more chair to sit upon. I didn't know that home was waiting patient all along. Screen door, sing me back my song. Drove 3 days with everything I owned inside a duffel bag. Practiced apologies in gas station mirrors. Practiced feeling sad enough to earn the welcome. Practiced looking like I learned, but she was standing on the porch before I even turned into the driveway. Standing like she'd never stopped to check the road for headlights. Standing like she never lost the wreck of hope that I'd come back to her. Hope that never gave up trying. I fell into her arms and finally let myself stop lying about being fine out there, about not needing anyone, about the nights I cried alone before the rising sun. She didn't ask me where I'd been, she didn't ask me why. Just held me like the prodigal, just held me and let me cry. Screen door still creaking, porch lights still on. Table still got room for one more chair to sit upon. I didn't know that home was waiting patient all along. Screen door, sing me back my song. Coming home again. Porch light on, waiting for a friend. Screen door creaks, welcome back inside. Coming home, no more need to hide. I think about the father in the story Jesus told, running down the road before the son's apology could unfold. I think that's what my mother did, I think that's what you do. Run to meet us halfway home before we even make it through. The speech we practiced, the excuses that we thought we'd need, 'cause love was never waiting on our worthiness to plead. Love just runs, love just opens home now. I'm home now. I'm finally home. I got lost in the woods behind our old house when I was 7. Didn't find my way back till I saw a light. I didn't light myself. Grief came like a forest that I didn't mean to wander into. Lost the trail somewhere between the diagnosis and the funeral view. Every tree looked like the last one, every path looked like a dead end. Didn't know if I would find my way to morning, find a friend. In the darkness that was thicker than the darkness I had known. Thought that I would spend forever in the pines alone. But I started seeing something flicker way off in the trees. Small and steady, not too bright, just enough for me to see. One step forward, then another, never showing me the whole. Just enough to keep on walking, just enough to save my soul from the panic of not knowing where the forest finally ends. Learn that faith's not seeing everything, it's trusting where it sends. Lantern in the pines, lantern in the pines, just enough to see the stars. I don't need to see forever, I just need tonight. Lantern in the pines, you're my only light. I remember every mile of that forest had a different kind of pain. Some was sharp and sudden, some just settle like the rain that won't stop, that soaks you slowly till you're heavy, till you're cold. Grief don't follow schedules, grief don't do what it is told. But the lantern kept on burning, even on the darkest night. Even when I couldn't feel it, even out of my own sight. There were seasons I stopped walking, seasons I just sat and cried underneath the pines for hours, feeling nothing but the tide of sorrow moving through me like a current. I couldn't stop, but the light was always waiting for me. Even when I dropped to my knees beneath the branches, even when I lost my way, the lantern doesn't rush the healing. Lantern's there to help you stay. Lantern in the pine, just enough to see the step, not the finish line. I don't need to see forever, I just need tonight. Lantern in the pines, you're my only light. One step, one step at a time. One light, that's enough to find my way out of the dark. One step, that's how it starts. It's for everybody lost in a forest of their own. It's for everybody walking somewhere dark and all alone. I want you to know the lantern's closer than it seems tonight. You don't have to see the ending, you just have to trust the light. For the step that's right in front of you, the one that you can take. Healing doesn't happen all at once, it happens step by step. Awake to the smallest bit of mercy flickering between the trees. Follow it, don't rush it, let it lead you slowly to your peace. Lantern in the pine, just enough to see the step, not the finish line. I don't need to see forever, I just need tonight. Lantern in the pines, you're my only light. Lantern, still burning, still burning, still burning, still burning. One step, that's all I need tonight. Still here, field don't ask you to be anything, but still. Funny how the quiet I used to think that peace was something I could chase and catch. Ran myself in circles trying to win some kind of match. Against a clock that never cared how fast I tried to run. Against a mind that never rested even when the day was done. Anxiety would find me lying wide awake at 3, replaying every conversation, every version I could be. Instead of who I was, instead of just accepting me. But then I found this quiet field past the county line, where the wind moves through the wheat like it has all the time. In the world to get where it is going, never in a rush, never apologizing for the way it holds the hush of evening settling over everything I used to fear. I sat down in the middle of it, let the quiet draw me near. Quiet feels, teach me how to rest. Quiet feels, you know what is best. I don't have to run to reach you, don't have to prove a thing. Quiet feels, that's where I hear you sing. Learn that stillness isn't laziness. Learn that it's a skill. Learn that God can speak in silence louder than the noise it fills every corner of my calendar, every corner of my chest. I've been practicing the discipline of simply taking rest on the 7th day, like Sabbath, like the rhythm that was made before I ever had a to-do list, before I was afraid of not doing, of not earning, of not proving I'm enough. Just by breathing, just by sitting, just by trusting that the stuff of worth was never mine to build. It was given long before I had language for the fear that kept me running out the door. Every morning chasing something that the field already had. Just by being what it is, just by being unafraid, unsaid. Quiet feels, teach me how to rest, how to rest. Quiet feels, you know what is best. I don't have to run to reach you, don't have to prove a thing. Quiet feels, that's where I hear you sing. Be still, be still, be still and all. Be still, be still. Let the whole world slow. Be still, you are God alone. Be still, be still. I am safe at home. This for everybody running races they were never asked to run. This for everybody living life like there's a war to be won. I want you to find your own field, somewhere quiet, somewhere slow, somewhere you can finally let the striving simply go. You don't have to earn the sunset, don't have to earn the breeze, don't have to earn the kind of rest that settles like the trees. When the evening finally finds them, when the day is finally done, there's a field still waiting for you underneath the setting sun. Quiet feels, teach me how to rest, how to rest. Quiet feels, you know what is best. that's where I hear you sing. Quiet night, quiet night, quiet night. Resting here, resting here, resting in the field, still and warm, still and warm, still and warm, still and warm. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough for me. Found a penny on the sidewalk the day we buried Grandpa. Been carrying it in my pocket ever since, don't ask me why. We didn't have the kind of money that could buy the fancy things. Christmas was a handmade card and whatever the sun brings. But Mama had a way of turning nothing into more than enough. Turned $1 into dinner, turned the hard times into love. Grandpa kept a coffee can of copper pennies on the shelf. Said a penny's not the bill. Said a penny's not about the value, it's about the wealth. Of gratitude you learn to see the good in what you got, instead of counting all the things you wanted but you're not ever gonna have. And that's alright, that's not the point at all. I didn't understand him then, but I remember every fall evening on the porch, you'd flip a penny, watch it catch the light. Said heads or tails, we're blessed either way tonight. Copper penny, small and worn and true, worn and true. Taught me more about the kingdom than the rich man ever knew. It's not about the value, it's about the eyes to see. Copper penny, penny, that's the kind of rich I'll be. I got older, chased the bigger houses, chased the bigger paycheck too. Thought that thankfulness would find me once I finally broke through to the life I thought would fill me, to the version I could show. But the ends just followed like a shadow, like undertow, pulling me back to that porch and that copper in the can, pulling me back to the wisdom of a simple, humble man who had nothing but was grateful, who had little but was rich in a currency the world don't measure, in a different kind of pitch. For what matters, what's eternal, what I last, the biggest gain. I traded all my chasing for a penny in the rain, on a tin roof for a porch swing, for a life that's counted small by the world but counted priceless by the one who gave it all. Copper penny, small and worn and true, worn and true. Taught me more about the kingdom than the rich man ever knew. It's not about the value, it's about the eyes to see. Copper penny, that's the kind of rich I'll be. Small things hold the biggest grace. Small things find their proper place. heart that's learned to notice, learn to see. Small things, small things. That's the wealth in me. I still got the penny that